everybody, how's it going? Welcome to today's installment of Mike's Vehicle Vlogs. I want to thank you for joining me today. I have not vlogged. It's been weeks. It's been like 3 weeks, I think, since I did any kind of vlogging. The last vlog that I did was the final farewell of the 2006 Saab 9.3 2.0T, which I decided to surrender to the insurance company. They deemed it a total loss, and honestly, I mean, after really thinking about it and some of the process that it would have taken to get the salvage title here in Ohio now, not worth it, unfortunately. I really didn't want to let the car go, but yeah, my initial plan was to buy it back and keep it, just drive it as it was, but I didn't realize that there was a couple of hoops that had to be jumped through, and didn't really have the resources to really go through all that within the certain time frame that the insurance company wanted it done by. So honestly, it's better off. I did check the Copart website actually after a little while. It was probably a little over a week after it left here. I found it, and I took a couple of screenshots on my phone of the pictures they took and such. It was only listed on the Copart website for just a few days, and then it was gone. So it leads me to think that somebody bought it. So somebody may actually have it now. So I still have the VIN. Obviously, if I wanted to, I could look up a Carfax on it and see where it's at, what it's doing. Because that's kind of cool. So hopefully, I really do want to see that car get a new life. Hopefully somebody can rebuild it and make it as good as it can be to new. But Donko, come on, man, I just cleaned those. Oh, man. So today I'm putting together the package for my stepsister. I told you guys that it was her car at first, and she's, deeply saddened, as I am, that, I had to let it go. And I told her I would send her some stuff from it. It's a very, very sentimental car to her. She had it for a lot longer than I did. So, yeah, I told her that I will save a few things for her. And I'm going to put that stuff together today. So I want to show you guys everything that I am going to send to her that I did manage to keep off the Saab. And a couple of other things too. And then I got a couple of other updates actually that I want to talk about. Some major changes coming to my life actually. So let's get started. The first thing I wanted to show you guys were the floor mats. I snagged the floor mats off of the Saab, but Dunko is kind of enjoying them now. Hey, can I have my mats? Dunko, come on. Come on, dude. Can I have my mats? I just cleaned them. Come on. So, anyway, I have the floor mats. I did scrub them, with a cleaner. I did it not too long ago when the car was still here, because these mats, they were a little dingy, but, for almost 200K on them, they still really aren't in that bad a shape. So, I did it again, after the car left. So yeah, I snagged these because these have the, the Saab, the nice Saab logo on them. She wanted me to take the actual like emblem off the hood or off the trunk or something, and I wanted to, but the insurance company had already kind of, you know, taken pictures of the car and stuff, so I didn't know if that would really count or not. So I just figured, you know, we'll take the floor mats instead. But yeah, they're all cleaned up now. This one's got Dunko hair on it now, but it's it is what it is. So I'm sending her the floor mats. The engine cover, the beauty cover. I know it's a little dark in here. I'm sorry. Let me see if I can get some light real quick. The lighting in this room's not the best. So yeah, we have this, the beauty cover. I took this because when she had it, she kind of, you know, did a little bit of her own little paint job to it. She put these awesome little splatters, you know, on this cover and a couple of the other covers that were under the hood for like the battery and the fuse block. But this one I could remove and it won't hurt anything. So I thought it'd be awesome for her to have this also. I wiped off the dust, but I didn't really wipe it down. Like, you know, there's, you know, some other marks, you know, on it. I didn't really want to put any kind of cleaner on it because I don't know what kind of paint she used, and I didn't want to take any of it off. So I just tried to dust, you know, get all the dirt, loose dirt off of it. It should be fine. So we're gonna send this also. I'm sending her this book. This is the book that came with the Saab when it was brand new. It's like a coffee table book. I showed it in an earlier vlog with this car. But it opens up. It's got this Saab book. You know, it's kind of got like stuff about the design and the racing heritage, and just an awesome tribute to, you know, Saab. And I looked through it a few times, but I think I'd rather her have it. So I'm sending that to her. I am keeping the owner's manual packet though, because that's my thing. You know, every car that I take into my possession, if it's got the manual, I am keeping it afterwards. That's just, you know, my thing. Also, I have the one key to it. This key doesn't work anymore anyway, so it would have been useless for me to even send it to Copart. But this was the backup key, or it became the backup key, I should say. And she did ask me if I can hold on to one of the keys. So I did tell her, you know, yeah, I'll send you the one that doesn't work anymore. It too also has the Saab thing on it, so I think she's going to like that. Plus, it goes with this book, you know, because that's what that thing was designed to do, like the actual car ignition. So, so I'm going to send her this key also. I'm sorry that you can't lay on the Saab mats. The last Saab related thing that I'm sending her is this picture that I have, and I kind of edited, but that was when, I think that was like the first major detail that I did to the Saab when I had it. It's a good looking picture, good looking car there, so I thought it'd be nice to send her a picture in a frame with, you know, a nice cleaned up looking Saab 9.3 in it. The frame kind of cut off a little bit of the sides of the picture, but it's alright. I just thought it'd be cool to put in a frame and send it to her. So that's it. That's the last Saab related thing that I'm sending. Another thing that I am sending her is the CD that was stuck in the Saab when she gave it to me in the CD player. And an advanced copy of mine and my brother's album, which is finally done. I'm going to hit up on this topic here a little bit later in this vlog. But I'm going to send her an advanced copy, you know, since she's out in Colorado. So now I got to see if all this stuff will fit in this box. I really hope so. I don't know about the book. The book may not fit. I might have to send the book separately or something. Alright, so it's all ready to go. I think I rolled up the mats pretty nicely. The book fits just wide enough for the box. I got the key sitting down there, and I wrapped up the picture and the CDs with the bubble wrap that I bought. And then the cover sits right on top, so that's the first thing that she'll see when she opens it up. So I just gotta tape up the box really good since it's a reused box. I'll tape it up really good, and I guess I'll get it down to the post office and see how much it's gonna cost to send this thing. Alright guys, so it's done. Package is off to Colorado. It should be there probably around the time that this vlog airs, actually. So there we go. There are still only 3 cars in the driveway. I say that because I think some people thought that maybe right after, getting rid of the Saab, that I would immediately be replacing it with another car or another project or something. No, not at this time. We're just gonna stay with the 3 cars that are here now. And we'll just keep, kind of rolling with it. In a way, it's kind of nice to have only the 3 cars again. It was really cool having 4, I'm not gonna lie. But at the same time, if I had more room, I honestly wouldn't mind having more than that. But being that I do only have that space, it is pretty nice to have the driveway a little more opened up, to maneuver cars around and stuff. So we're just gonna leave it at that for now. So let's head upstairs, and I will continue to give you guys these update that I wanted to give you. So sorry about the lighting. My bulb on my lamp here is not working at this time. See if I can I bring up like something with a bright screen, maybe not. Anyway, so there is a few things that I kind of wanted to touch upon in this particular vlog. Ooh, that works. Anyway, so yeah, so not a whole lot. I do want to say that yeah, it's been a little while since I've made a vlog, and honestly, it's probably going to be a little while longer, before another vlog comes out. Actually, let me scratch that. I do plan on making a vlog on the Civic here real soon. Actually, 2. I got 2 lined up. The one, I'm not sure when it's going to happen, but the other one for sure is going to happen soon, because it's going to document the 2-year ownership. So, of course, that's something that we have to tackle, is the 2-year ownership review of the Civic. So that'll probably be out within maybe the next week or 2. Like I said, I have another one, more so a maintenance thing that we're going to be doing to the Civic, and I wanted to document that. Not entirely sure when I'm going to be able to do that, weather pending, because obviously we have to do that outside. But yeah, it's I know for sure I got those 2. From there, I really don't know when I'm going to have another car vlog out, because there's really nothing else going on. I did, like I said, kind of had some things, that I was eventually going to start working on with the Saab, but we got rid of the Saab. The Grand Am might need a few things. Man, that car has been amazing lately. I haven't really had any real issues with it. It's been a little while, actually. In a way, I'm kind of thankful, but at the same time, the issues bring us content. So, but we may be having a small power steering fluid leak as of lately, I've noticed. So I think one of the lines might have developed a little leak. So maybe that's something to keep in mind. I'll keep my eye on it, and we'll investigate it and kind of go from there in the future. But I don't know when that's going to be. It's really not that dire of an issue at this time. So yeah, we might be a little bit slow with the car content for a little while. Another reason is because, as you kind of seen, my brother and I finally finished our album. So yeah, and I kind of want to talk about that just for a moment because we are really excited. In case you haven't really been following or have ever heard me talk about this, my brother and I, we started making music under the name Adams, A-T-A-M-S. It's actually kind of a play on of our initials, and it just so happens to spell out our last name, just spelled differently. So Adams, our full-length album, Stupid Trends, will be available for stream on all streaming platforms and for download purchasing on March 15th. We worked very hard on this. This here is 4 years in the making. We started doing this not too long before COVID kind of took over. So him and I had actually written most of these songs before the pandemic really struck. Like, we were really writing and knocking these songs out. He would actually come over here, and we had the electric kit back here, but I took it downstairs just to get it out of the way now because I don't play it and he hasn't been over here. But we actually practiced in person, for a while, and eventually, he lives like an hour and a half away. We just kind of quit practicing, focused on recording the album. I did a majority of it here in the office, my office/studio, and I pretty much recorded all of the stuff here that I need: my guitars, the bass, my vocals, little accessory instruments here and there. And then he was able to actually record drums over at his place, and we just kind of did the whole email back and forth thing. And finally, we were able to finish all these and mix and master all the songs here. And we just finished it up, a few weeks ago. And what you see here physically, so we're not really anticipating on doing a whole physical type of release like this. But me being old school, obviously, I love my CDs. I had to see what my package would have looked like physically. So we are going to do a small amount of physical releases like this. But the majority of everything's going to be through streaming and download purchasing. But it is cool. I'm so glad to finally see this done. Do not be alarmed. The scissors are not real. That's a friend of mine. That's a picture that she took of her daughter, and this was years ago. But this picture had always, like, the artistic side of me was like, that would make an awesome album cover. And, 7 years later, when it came time to put this out, I got a hold of my friend and asked if we can use that for the album cover. So by all means, the scissors are not real. If they were, obviously, we would not be using that. We do not encourage any kind of harm or ill will towards children. But it goes along with some of the themes of the album, so that's why I'm glad that we were able to use it for the album cover. So yeah, we've been busy on that lately also, and probably going to be a little busier after the release because we actually are going to try to do a music video this weekend for one of the songs on there, and I have an idea for another video as well. So my goal for the next upcoming weeks or so, I want to get some promotional stuff out for this album that we worked really hard on, and I kind of want to put my attention toward that in my free time. Uh, so yeah, so that's done, and we're just gonna work hard now to kind of push it out to the world. And that goes without saying, we also hope to have some shows lined up, closer to summer. A friend of mine who I actually worked with at the dealership, he's going to be our live bassist. So, yeah, we have pretty much all the elements. We just have to all get together and practice our butts off. But this weekend, we are doing a video shoot that I'm very excited about because I've had this idea for this video in my mind for a very, very long time. And we're finally going to make it happen. And like I said, there's another song on there that I want to do a video for. There's actually 2 other songs that I want to do videos for, but it's just a matter of, again, the time to get together and film. And obviously, a couple of these other things that I have in mind. There's a story involved, like a actual what I'd want to be scripted and stuff, so it's a matter of finding people who would want to be in it and such, so hopefully I can make those work. But I'm excited. I'm just so excited that it's done and people will be able to listen to it come March 15th if they're interested. So the best way I can describe it is very guitar driven. It is 90s. I'm a 90s kid. I love my 90s rock. So it's like a 90s alternative rock type thing. My brother likes to describe it as moody. So it's it's definitely a different type of work, different type of writing that I've done, like lyrically and stuff. It's a little different than, like, say, what I would write and put out acoustically. So I'm just glad that I was able to actually write songs, write some lyrics and stuff that fit the mood of the music that we were going for. So I'm excited. If you're interested, we do have a Facebook page. It is, I don't even know what it is offhand. I will throw the URL here. We also have an Instagram. Those are the 2 things that we usually post all of our updates on. And as mentioned, you can find us on all of the streaming services: Spotify, iTunes, Amazon Music. We have a couple of EPs up there right now from all within the last year, really. And this album will be available on the 15th of March. So there's that. So one other big announcement that I feel like I have to address to you all, since I probably talk about too much of my personal life as it is on this channel. I have decided to leave the Honda dealership. It may come as a surprise. It may not. I don't know. But, I've been there for a little over 2 years now. And, for the most part, I really enjoyed my time working at this dealership. But, altogether now, I've been in this field of working on cars for over 4 years now. This was my second dealership. For those long time following, you guys remember I worked at a Ford dealership. I was actually working at the Ford dealership during my time going to the tech school to get my degree in automotive technology. So, I decided to jump ship at Ford because I felt like my career really wasn't advancing a whole lot. And, working at the Ford dealership, I did learn a little bit about, what I don't like working on. The big thing with that was diesel work. I didn't go to school for anything diesel. And if I wanted to really succeed with Ford, and stay with, like being a master Ford technician, I would have to do some diesel certification. And I'm not into doing diesel work. So that's one of the reasons why I chose to go to Honda, is because Honda doesn't deal with that stuff. They are, all pretty much domestic vehicles, and they don't do anything heavy duty. That goes also for any other make and model. They don't service that stuff, at least where I was. They don't service anything diesel like that. So that was one of the plus sides to going to the Honda brand. But there again, I've been with this dealership for 2 years. Very busy most of the time doing services and such. Honda is a very service oriented brand. Most Honda customers and Honda owners, I should say, are very meticulous. They follow the scheduled maintenance that Honda, requires, which is great. That's awesome. That's how a lot of those cars end up lasting for so long, is because most of the times, people are actually performing the maintenancing that they need on them. But also, with all that being said, really, again, find myself, thinking of, the fact that I'm not really advancing, as much as I was hoping to. Now, I will say, I've definitely moved ahead compared to where I was with the Ford dealership. I have gotten my hands into some, pretty interesting jobs that I wouldn't have been able to do at Ford. Like, I've done a couple of jobs where it required, some, like suspension parts being changed. I've done a lot more stuff with, like, vehicle alignments, or I was just starting to, actually, finally. I've done a couple of jobs where, like, fuel injectors had to be replaced. The 1.5 engines that the Hondas have, like the CRVs and the Civics, those turbocharged 1.5 liters, are prone to needing their fuel injectors changed at some point, because they are direct injection and they do have a good history of getting fouled up with carbon. So I've done a few of those. I've done a couple of, minor diagnostic things here and there. I did an entire dashboard harness in an Odyssey one time. That was almost like an all-day thing. But nonetheless, I enjoyed it. I enjoy doing this kinds of stuff. And the problem with the dealership life that I've really learned is, that I don't want to say this about every dealership, but it kind of depends on how busy you are in the shop, I think, and how busy the service department is in general. But you don't really have time to advance the way that, at least I don't. I haven't felt like I've advanced a whole lot, in the dealership world. And like I said, when I was still going to school, I worked at the Ford dealership part time, and when I graduated, my intention was to stay at Ford, so I really didn't, think to, look elsewhere. I felt like I wasn't going to have to. I initially chose working at a dealership because the fact that you get to master one brand. I thought that was going to be easier, just learning about one brand, and the dealership. Most service departments and dealerships obviously get a lot of accurate information from the manufacturer, as well as the special tools and just everything you need basically for the most part. To deal with that particular dealership brand is right there at your fingertips. So that's why initially I wanted to go to a dealership when I started. But dealerships also have, politics. And it can be played very heavily, actually, depending on who you work for, or just, the type of dealership. For the most part, like I said, I really have enjoyed my time working at the Honda dealership. I definitely liked it better than my time at the Ford dealership. Those two places were like night and day. But at the same time, this isn't a job for me, and I think I said this once before. It's not a job, it's a career choice. It's a passion that I have, definitely invested in. It's something that I've been interested in since I was a young child. And, if I don't feel like I'm really moving anywhere with this particular place, then I should start looking elsewhere. And I did. I started thinking about looking months ago, actually. A few months ago. Decided to maybe venture outside of the dealership world. And I'm not a huge fan of, a lot of independent shops. Because, I don't know, sometimes you come across a shop that just doesn't seem right, a shady kind of dealership, or a dealership, independent shop. That's another reason why I wanted to do a dealership, is because, I don't know, I feel like they're a little more reputable, But, here and there, you can come across a very well-known, reputable, independent shop that, gets good reviews, and a place that seems like they actually care about the work that they do. They invest in keeping their shop up to date with the latest technology, and a dealership, or not a dealership, an independent shop who can serve, just about every make and model, to keep them from having to go to a dealership, I guess. And not just that, somebody who actually sounds like they care about their employees, the people who they have, working on their clients' vehicles. That's a huge thing, I put my 2 weeks notice in 2 days ago at the dealership, and the day that I put my 2 weeks notice in, I got let loose. So that goes to show. That's the first time, honestly, that I've ever put a 2 weeks notice in somewhere, and the owner of the dealership just said, forget it. Pretty much, if you want out, then just leave. We don't want you here then. First time it's ever happened to me. So, yeah, I've been home all week, actually. But it just kind of, in a way goes to show some of the people who you work for. Sometimes they don't care about you. The only time that they do care about you is when you are, you're pleasing them, basically. You're doing everything that they want you to do. You work hard, and you think it pays off, and yeah, then, you just say that, it's not working out for me. Like my actual boss, my actual service manager, the guy who runs the shop, I put my 2 weeks notice into him. He completely understood. I was going to be there until the end of the first full week in March. And, he was like, that'd be great, because we need you. We need the help, But I have to run this by the dealership owner. And he's been known to just let people loose if they're putting a 2 weeks in. So that's what happened. So, yeah. And I don't start my new job until next week. So I did get hired at a independent shop that's actually a lot closer to home. And pretty much, just from what I know now, it seems like a place where everybody gets along, and the owner, he keeps up with the shop. He treats his employees right. just all this stuff, and somebody who also wants to invest in making sure that I can move forward in this career, which is great. That's the major thing that I'm looking for, obviously. He has a technician there who's been with him for a few years now. Started off as just, entry level tech. He's now got his master's, ASE master. So, and that's, all in part of help from the owner of the dealership, who was or I should say is like a master technician. He's like been with GM for years and years, and he's had his own shop now for like 7 or 8 years, so he knows what it's like in the dealership world, and he doesn't want anybody to have to go through that. So I start there next week. My orientation with them is actually tomorrow, and the day after that is when I have to go pick up my toolboxes and stuff from the dealership, dropping them off there at the new shop, and then I have the weekend to film a music video, and then I start work on Monday. So I'm really hoping that this is the right choice. Obviously if it doesn't work out, and if I find myself or if I see that I've found myself happier at a dealership, which it's too early to tell now, but I definitely hope that this goes well. I could always go back. I can always find a job, at some other dealership, I'm sure. But yeah, so that's what's going on. Other than that, I got really sick last week. I thought it was COVID at first, but it was just onset bronchitis as usual. My wife's got it now, so she's in the next room passed out. And I got nothing else to report to you guys, so I'm starting another job in this career field. Hopefully the independent route, something that I was very skeptical with in the beginning. Hopefully my initial skeptic side is wrong, and hopefully it does prove to be the better choice. So that's it. That's all the updates I got. So I hope you made it through this vlog. And like I said, the next few weeks might be kind of spotty here and there with vlogging. Just to the fact that I'm kind of low on car content, and I kind of want to focus more on the Adams Stupid Trends album promotions. So that's all I got. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. If you did, thumbs up, comment, and subscribe. I will indeed see you guys in the next one at some point. In the meantime, thanks again for watching, and take care.